If you want to know about my level of procrastination, I am literally filming this an hour and a half before it needs to go live. So, cheers to procrastination. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and I make lifestyle and college content on this YouTube channel, and I hope you guys stick around, join the fam, join the squad. We would love to have you here. So as you can see by today's title, today's video is kind of like a little Q&A for like small business owners and content creation and all those fun things. So I thought I would start off the video by telling you guys I owned two small businesses, one being Cookie Apparel and one being Wand Candles. Cookie Apparel is an apparel company that I started well over a year ago for the second time. I've had it twice. And basically it's just apparel that represents me without having my name Amanda on it, because I don't think anyone would wear a shirt with Amanda on it, because I wouldn't. So I started that initially when I was like 18, 19, and then I restarted it when I was 21, and I'm turning 23 next month. That's kind of like the lifeline of Cookie Apparel. And then I started Wand Candles last summer, so in quarantine, in August. So it's gonna be a year in this August. I've just always like loved candles, and if you ever see in the back of me, like I have so many all the time. And I started making some and I was like, oh, this would be cool to sell. And then people were messaging me and they were like, oh, like when are you selling these? And I was like, okay, so people actually want it. So then I started selling candles. Obviously, like my YouTube and podcast and all those fun things, you guys kind of already know about it. But I've been creating on YouTube consistently for like 3 years, but in total, a little over 5-6 years. And then my podcast I started in 2019, and then Instagram blogging, like kind of like when I've started taking it seriously, has been like 2 years. So that's those things. So instead of me just like talking, I asked you guys on Instagram and YouTube to ask me questions that you may have about being a small business owner, having a YouTube channel, all those fun things. So I'm going to start with the Instagram questions because I got a lot on there. So the first question is, how do you juggle it all? It's obviously difficult, especially being in school too. I feel like there's like such little time to like do everything. So I would say the best way that I juggle everything is to just have a planner, plan everything out, time blocking. Like I know everyone tells you to like time block, have a planner, but like literally it works, so do it. That's like I think the only way that I'm able to do all these things is because I plan out every single literally step of the way. And I mean, there are times where I just like want to sleep and like do nothing and stay in bed, and I do that sometimes, but I don't do it all the time that I feel like it, because if you want to achieve your dreams and get to where you are, like you gotta put in the work. So I just like remind myself that this work will all be worth it one day. One day in the future. I don't know when. But yeah, so that's kind of like how I juggle it all and like what pushes me to juggle it all. The next question is, favorite way to stay organized with everything? I think my favorite way is, like I said, planners. So I have a physical actual agenda, then I have my Google Calendar that I use. Those are like the two main ones that I use. So that's like my favorite way to stay organized. So my Google Calendar, I basically use that to plan monthly, and then I use my physical planner to plan weekly. That is the best way that I stay organized. And yeah, I do daily to-do lists, and that kind of like helps me stay organized and on top of things. What are your goals for expanding your small businesses? I think maybe this summer I might start reaching out to like small salons or small like places in my city to like, I don't know what it's called, like sell my candles in their store. So like they'll buy like, say like a batch of 30 at a time at like a certain price, and then they'll sell it in their stores. So that can kind of like help get the name out, and can also like support small businesses in a way. Like I think that would be really cool. I don't really have a set in stone plan of how I want to like navigate this or how I want things to work out, but that's like kind of my goal right now. How long did it take you to come up with your concept? So for Cookie Apparel, it took a good like 1 or 2 months, because I was like, I know what I want, but like I need to think about it more. So like I worked with a graphic designer, and I kind of just like bounced ideas off her, and then she like started working on it, and then she sent over like samples, and then we kind of worked from there. So cookie apparel took about 2 to 3 months to come up with like, the actual concept and the logos and everything. And then wand candles was pretty straightforward just because I do have such a love for candles. I think learning how to make them was like the longest part, but like concept wise, it didn't take that long. Like I knew what I wanted to call it. I knew that I wanted to have different scents all the time. So I didn't have like set in stone scents because I wanted to change them all the time. So that like it was much easier to come up with the concept for the candle company than the apparel company. How do you find creativity and express yourself in your business and content? So that's a really hard one. I think I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest. So I have so many Pinterest boards. Pinterest is literally life. And whenever I like want to look for a new aesthetic or I want to look for a new like kind of designs or things like that, I always go to Pinterest. Pinterest is number one. If you are a small business owner, if you are a content creator or whatever it may be, photographer, go to Pinterest because I swear to you, Pinterest is literally the best for mood boards and for aesthetics and for inspiration and motivation. Like, I don't know what I would do without Pinterest. Like, I really don't know. How do you balance creator life and social life and time for yourself? I think that is really hard. And with COVID, it's been a little bit easier because there's not much of a social life happening. But I remind myself that like, I can't work 24/7 and I don't want to be working 24/7. You always need time for yourself and for your mental health. If you don't take time to like do things that are like fun and not considered work, or like take time to literally sleep, watch TV, watch YouTube without working, if you don't take time to do that, your mental health is going to drain and you are going to reach a breaking point, which like is something we all should be avoiding. I think, yeah, just like knowing that you need time for yourself and time, like days off, is important. And if you are able to realize that, then you shouldn't have a problem being able to balance everything. What was the hardest part of starting a YouTube channel? I think the hardest part was me thinking, oh, what are people going to say about me? Oh, like, are people going to make fun of me? Which is like what happened. Essentially in high school, I was like made fun of for my YouTube channel. But it's funny because like some people during my high school years that I was like, that like made fun of me are also the ones messaging me now, like having their own business or starting their own YouTube channel or starting their own blog and like asking me for advice and feedback and stuff. And it just like, it's really funny because like I try not to hold grudges, but like I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that those same people would be the first ones to come back when they need help. So I think that was the hardest part for me, was because I was so stressed about what other people were gonna say about me. And I think also at the beginning was finding content and finding out what type of content I like to make, because if you literally go back to my channel, you'll see like I was like doing this with the type of content, and now I kind of like figured out what niche I want to be in and like what type of content I enjoy creating, and now it's more like consistent with the type of content. But that was like, those two were the hardest things starting out my channel. How do you stay optimistic when progress starts slowing down? That is literally how I feel right now. So I have some months where I gain like 200 subscribers, and I have months where I gain like 75. And it's really, I try not to compare myself to people too much, but like it's really kind of like draining and unmotivating sometimes when you see like people doing the same things as you and they're like taking off and you're just like here. But I kind of just try to remind myself that like we're all on a different path and different journey and things like that, as cheesy as it may sound, and that when the time is right, it'll happen. I kind of just like to stay in that mindset and like not force anything or not push anything, because yeah, I think things will happen when they're meant to happen. And I've just been trying to like not compare myself as much to other people's successes because they're not comparable. I would like to know your Etsy journey. Etsy is actually a really good place to start off. In the future, I would love to have my own website that I design completely from scratch, but that's going to be a work in progress. But Etsy is super easy. So you make an account on Etsy, you say what your shop is going to be called, then you just start uploading listings and then they can go public, and then that's about it. It's really, 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 really straightforward, and it's the perfect place to start off when you're starting a small business. Like, when you put a listing, it'll ask for like the name of your listing, who made it, is it made to date, or is it already pre-made, how long will it take to ship out, a little description. And then you can also work on the shipping prices inside of Etsy. So it's really, really, really simple and straightforward. Perfect place to start off for a small business. How to find the right client audience. I think this is something very it varies for each type of business. So for my candle business, it's kind of like a wide audience. I do gear towards more people who enjoy like aesthetically looking candles. Some people like very simple and plain candles, so obviously my candles might not reach those people because they are topped with like flowers, coffee beans, cinnamon, things like that. So I go for more of the aesthetic people, the ones that like those things. But I think it's just like Instagram. Instagram is a huge outlet that really helps you find the right client audience. So you posting pictures, you posting stories, people sharing your stuff will get the right audience to your platform. And I think it's literally just about how you market yourself and what kind of pictures you post, because if you post pictures that don't represent the actual brand, you will be getting the wrong client audience. But if you post pictures that literally accurately represent your brand, represent everything about it, and represent your product to the fullest, you will get the right clients or customers, whatever you want to call them. So it's really about how you market yourself and how you show off your product or service. What is one thing you wish someone told you before you started your business? I think something that I didn't realize was how expensive shipping is and how much of a scam I think it is. Like every single podcast I've gone on that I've talked about small businesses, I always talk about how much shipping is literally a scam. Honestly, like shipping is so expensive. For example, I live in Canada. For me to ship something to the States, like if it's £1 or less, it's at least $15, which is absolutely crazy. And then even to ship within Canada and within Montreal where I live, it's like $10 to $11, which is a lot of money. And it doesn't make sense for like the weight and the size and everything. It's literally absurd. And I think shipping is a scam. So I wish someone would tell me that shipping is really expensive and really out of order and just like crazy, because when I went into it, I was like, what the hell? Like, am I doing this wrong? Like, am I calculating these wrong? But literally shipping is literally so, do I want to say literally one more time? Shipping is such a scam. It's also one of those things that you can't really get rid of, because if you get rid of it, how are you going to ship your products out? So it's something that I hope changes and I hope becomes more affordable, because I don't make customers pay the full shipping because it is literally crazy. So I pay a portion of it myself, but that's something I chose to do. But shipping is a scam, baby. It is a scam. And then I asked people on Instagram, on YouTube to ask questions. So I got a few there. What's the biggest challenge with having an Etsy shop? I think the biggest challenge with having an Etsy shop is that it's kind of hard to, I don't really know how to promote myself on Etsy. A lot of my clients do come from Instagram and Facebook. So I think just marketing yourself on Etsy is something that I found my biggest challenge to be. And I'm still figuring it out, still trying to work through that. So yeah, I would say that is my biggest challenge at the moment. How do you know how many in a batch to produce? So for my cookie apparel thing, my cookie apparel company, I don't batch produce and I don't have an inventory necessarily, because I do print on demand because I don't want to waste any product. So usually when someone when someone orders something, I will send it out to the manufacturer. They will make it, send it to me, and then I will ship it out to someone. Just because I feel like if I ordered like 30 shirts of each and they just like sat in my room and then like no one bought them, I feel like that would be a very big waste. So I enjoy to do print on demand. So that one I don't really do in batches, but for my candle company, I do in batches. I usually have at least 30 to 50 candles each drop. This I kind of figured out through how many people were buying each drop and how many people were coming back from each drop and etc. So I kind of just like played it by ear. I think that's the expression. I was seeing how many people were buying each time, and I kind of calculated how much I should release each drop, and it works so far. So crossing my fingers, I hope it continues to go well. And the last one is, how do you promote your business and brand? I tell everyone this, promoting my businesses and my brand on Instagram has been the biggest success. There are so many people on Instagram. If you do influencer marketing, you can send stuff to influencers. They might post it on their story. You can pay them to post it. I think Instagram is such a great tool. And if you are not using Instagram for your small business or for your YouTube or for your podcast, please get on it. Do it because you need it. You need it. Instagram is the best tool in marketing right now, in my opinion. And it has helped me, like I said before, a lot of my sales come from Instagram. So that is the best way that I market myself and that I promote my brand and my content and my business stuff. So that is all the questions that I got. So thank you guys so much for sending those questions in. I really do hope this kind of made you understand a little more, or if you're interested in starting your own business, I hope this helped. If you do have any other questions that sparked from this video, please comment them down below. I would love to help you out. I would love to answer any questions. So thank you guys so much once again for watching this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I make lifestyle and college content. So if you're into that, subscribe down below. I'd love to see your face here next time. So thank you guys so much once again, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.